What could Jungkook possibly have done to make Taehyung cry? And why are so many armies suddenly angry about it? Was it one careless decision, one misunderstood moment, or something far more emotional that happened behind the scenes? The answer may not be what anyone expects. Before we continue, tell us what you think really happened, leave your theory in the comments, and if you enjoy emotional BTS stories like this, make sure to like and subscribe because the final twist may completely change the way you see this story. Jungkook made Taehyung cry. That sentence alone sounds impossible, especially to fans who have spent years watching the two BTS members share laughter, playful teasing, unforgettable performances, quiet glances, and countless moments that have become treasured memories among ARMY. But what if the tears were real within a fictional story that imagined a misunderstanding between two close friends? What if Jungkook never intended to hurt Taehyung at all, yet one decision was enough to make Taehyung feel abandoned, misunderstood, and emotionally overwhelmed? That was the question at the center of a fictional scenario that quickly became impossible to ignore. In this fan fiction narrative, everything begins with a message that Jungkook sends late at night. It is short. Almost too short. There is no explanation, no emotional paragraph, and no attempt to clarify what he means. Just a few words. And Taehyung reads them again. Then again. For several seconds he simply stares at the screen. Something about the message feels different. Something feels final. But perhaps the most painful part is not what Jungkook wrote. It is what he did not write. There is no reassurance. No familiar joke. No affectionate response. No explanation. And Taehyung begins to wonder whether the friendship he believed was unshakable has quietly changed. Could one message really make someone question years of memories? Could silence hurt more than anger? And could Jungkook have known exactly how much his decision would affect Taehyung? In this fictional story, the answer begins with a simple misunderstanding that slowly becomes something much bigger. The night had been unusually quiet. Taehyung had returned to his room after a long day, exhausted but unable to sleep. He had been thinking about several things at once. Schedules, music, the future, memories, and more than anything, the people who had remained beside him through the most difficult chapters of his life. Among those people was Jungkook. For years, Taehyung had considered Jungkook someone he could approach without needing to explain every feeling. Their friendship had survived busy schedules, misunderstandings, teasing, disagreements, and periods when they barely had time to sit down and talk. That was why the message felt so strange. Taehyung looked at his phone. The message was still there. He typed a response. Then deleted it. He typed another. Deleted that too. Finally, he wrote something simple. "Are you okay?" Jungkook did not answer immediately. Minutes passed. Then more minutes. Taehyung placed the phone on the table. He tried to distract himself. It did not work. The silence became louder. And then, finally, the phone vibrated. Taehyung immediately picked it up. Jungkook had replied. But the response was not what Taehyung expected. "I think things need to change." 4 words. 4 words that seemed harmless on the surface. But Taehyung's heart sank. Change? What did that mean? Change what? Their schedules? Their routines? Their relationship? Their friendship? Taehyung stared at the message for a long time. He wanted to ask, but fear stopped him. Because sometimes the question we are most afraid to ask is the one whose answer we already suspect. He finally typed, "What do you mean?" No answer. Taehyung waited. Nothing. He sent another message. "Did I do something?" Still nothing. And that was when the first tear appeared. Not because Jungkook had directly insulted him. Not because Jungkook had said something cruel. but because Taehyung suddenly felt as though he had been pushed outside a door he had never imagined would close. He wiped his face quickly. He told himself he was overthinking. Maybe Jungkook was simply tired. Maybe there was another explanation. Maybe tomorrow everything would make sense. But the mind does not always listen to reason when the heart is afraid. And that night, Taehyung barely slept. The following morning, everything looked normal. At least from the outside. The members continued with their schedules. People smiled. People talked. People joked. But Taehyung was quieter than usual. Jungkook noticed. Of course he noticed. He looked toward Taehyung several times, but neither of them said anything. There was an invisible distance between them. A distance created not by hatred, but by unanswered questions. And then came the moment that changed everything. Jungkook walked past Taehyung without stopping. It was something so ordinary that nobody else would have thought twice about it. But Taehyung did. He had expected Jungkook to say something. Anything. Instead, Jungkook continued walking. Taehyung lowered his eyes. His expression changed for only a moment. But that moment was enough. He turned away. And when he was finally alone, the tears came again. This time they were harder to stop. He covered his face with his hands. "What happened?" he whispered to himself. He did not understand. And that confusion was becoming more painful than anger. Meanwhile, Jungkook was carrying his own secret. He knew exactly what Taehyung was thinking. He knew Taehyung was hurt. He knew his behavior looked cold. But he had a reason. A reason he had not yet revealed. And this was where the fictional story took its first major twist. Jungkook had not decided to distance himself from Taehyung because he no longer cared. He had done it because he believed Taehyung needed protection from something he had discovered. Something that could potentially hurt them both. But Jungkook had made one mistake. He had decided to handle everything alone. He thought silence would protect Taehyung. Instead, silence made Taehyung believe he was being abandoned. That misunderstanding became the emotional heart of the story. As the day continued, ARMY inside the fictional narrative began noticing the unusual atmosphere. There was no official announcement. No real-world evidence. No confirmed incident. But fictional social media posts began spreading theories. Some fans believed Jungkook had intentionally ignored Taehyung. Others thought Taehyung had done something wrong. Some defended Jungkook. Others became angry. And some simply wanted the two friends to talk. The emotional reaction became intense because everyone interpreted the situation differently. That is often what happens when people see only fragments of a story. A glance becomes evidence. Silence becomes a confession. A short message becomes a hidden statement. And suddenly, everyone believes they know what happened. But nobody knows the whole story. Not yet. Then came the second major clue. Taehyung received another message. This time, it was not from Jungkook. It contained a single sentence. "You deserve to know why he did it." Taehyung stared at the screen. Who had sent it? Why? And what exactly did Jungkook do? His hands began to shake. For a moment, he considered ignoring the message. But curiosity won. He opened it. There was only one attachment. A photograph. Taehyung looked at it. His expression changed immediately. The photograph appeared to show Jungkook speaking with someone privately. But there was something strange about the image. It had clearly been captured without context. Taehyung could not know what had happened before or after that moment. Still, his heart sank. Was Jungkook hiding something from him? Was there another reason behind the distance? Taehyung felt anger rising through the sadness. For the first time, he wondered whether he had been foolish to trust everything so easily. He put the phone down, then picked it up again. He wanted to call Jungkook. His finger hovered over the button, but he stopped. Instead, he sent one message. "Tell me the truth." The response came almost immediately. "I will." Taehyung's heart raced. "When?" Jungkook answered. "Tonight." Those two words changed the entire direction of the story. Because now Taehyung knew there would be a confrontation. Not an argument necessarily. Not a fight. But a conversation. A conversation that had been avoided for too long. That evening, the room was quiet. Taehyung sat across from Jungkook. Neither spoke at first. The silence felt heavier than anything they had said before. Finally, Jungkook looked up. "I know you're hurt." Taehyung looked away. "You made me think you didn't want me around anymore." Jungkook lowered his head. "That wasn't what I wanted." "Then why did you do it?" Jungkook took a deep breath. "Because I thought I was protecting you." Taehyung frowned. "Protecting me from what?" Jungkook hesitated. And that hesitation made Taehyung's eyes fill with tears again. "From me?" Taehyung asked. "No." "Then what?" Jungkook finally explained. In this fictional story, he had received information suggesting that a private misunderstanding was about to become public. Someone had taken something Taehyung had said out of context and was preparing to use it to create controversy. Jungkook believed that if he stayed close to Taehyung publicly, people might interpret every interaction between them as evidence of something else. So he decided to create distance. He thought it would reduce attention. But instead of explaining his plan, he chose silence. That was his mistake. Taehyung listened without interrupting. When Jungkook finished, Taehyung wiped his tears. "You could have told me." "I know." "You could have trusted me." "I know." "You made me think I had lost you." Jungkook's eyes became emotional. "I never wanted you to think that." "But that's exactly what happened." Jungkook nodded. For a moment, neither said anything. Then Taehyung asked the question that had been hurting him the most. "Did you ever stop caring about me?" Jungkook immediately shook his head. "Never." That answer broke the remaining wall between them. Taehyung began crying again. But this time, the tears were different. They were not tears of abandonment. They were tears of relief. The misunderstanding had finally been exposed. But the fictional story was not finished. Because the biggest surprise had yet to come. The person who had sent Taehyung the photograph was still unknown. And when Jungkook saw the photograph, his expression changed. "That wasn't supposed to reach you." Taehyung looked at him. "What do you mean?" Jungkook took the phone. He examined the image carefully. Then he recognized the location. "This picture was taken before I spoke to them." Taehyung stared at him. So it doesn't show what happened afterward." The photograph had been deliberately presented without context. Someone had taken an ordinary moment and made it appear suspicious. Suddenly, the entire situation looked different. The anger that had been directed toward Jungkook began shifting. In the fictional online community, fans who had initially criticized him began reconsidering their assumptions. But not everyone was convinced. Some argued that Jungkook should still have communicated with Taehyung. Others said that protecting someone without telling them the truth could become another form of harm. And that disagreement became one of the most emotional themes of the story. Was Jungkook wrong? Yes. Was he malicious? No. Could good intentions still cause pain? Absolutely. And perhaps that was the real lesson hidden beneath the fictional drama. Sometimes the people closest to us can hurt us without intending to. Sometimes silence is meant as protection but feels like rejection. Sometimes someone tries so hard to prevent a problem that they accidentally create a bigger one. And sometimes the person who appears to be the villain is actually carrying a secret burden nobody else can see. But there was still one question. Disclaimer: this story is a work of fan fiction created purely for entertainment purposes. The events, conversations, emotions, conflicts, and situations described in this narrative are fictional and have not been presented as factual events involving Jungkook, Taehyung, BTS, or any other real person. This story does not claim that Jungkook actually made Taehyung cry or that ARMY became angry over any real incident. Any similarities to real events, conversations, or circumstances are purely coincidental. Please do not interpret this fictional narrative as real news, confirmed information, or an official statement. The story is intended only as imaginative entertainment for fans and viewers.